still think there's good and bad, right and wrong. There ain't. There's just this. Survival. Security, pleasure.
People underestimate you, but not me. I've always known you were capable of more.
Hiya guys, this is Brando Rakes Pacheco with another Greenlight Cinema review. Yeah, I'm talking about The Penguin series that just came out that I'm a little late on, like always. Directed by Craig Zobel, which I don't really know, but I think he does like House of Dragons, HBO type stuff. Matt Reeves, the director of The Batman, was a little involved in this from my understanding. I really liked The Batman, as everyone's seen in that embarrassing, pathetic review, I want to say. So I had to watch The Penguin because I'm pretty fascinated by Colin Farrell and Christina Milioti. I mean, I love Christina Milioti so much in Fargo Season 2. That's the whole reason I even started doing Greenlight Cinema.
Ugh, I don't care if he's from Mars. Nobody with any sense would say something that foolish. We're put on this earth to do a job. And each of us gets the time we get to do it. And when this life is over, and you stand in front of the Lord, well, you try telling him it without some Frenchman's joke.
I was just mostly doing Fargo reviews. Season 2, Christina Milioti's in, and she plays Betsy. I'm not going to get into the whole thing about it. You guys can watch my review. I loved her. I thought she was one of the greatest characters, the actor in the season. Also, she asked Ted Danson. I know this story because I heavily followed Fargo. She asked Ted Danson what Cheers was, so he actually explained to her about it, and it is so funny from my understanding. The show opens the events of the Batman, how like the Riddler just, blew up Gotham. The rich are pretty much okay, but the poor side of Gotham has suffered a whole lot, and that's where we find our second character that hangs out with the Penguin, Victor. Talking about Fargo real fast, show as far as surprise, the element, mobsters, kill and be killed. Both shows having a cast of great actors giving their performance of a lifetime. Very much like Fargo season in a way. We didn't get a new season of Fargo, so I'll take this in place of it. It was really great, the organized crime stuff and the like. I am all about it, Well, at our opening scene, we have the Penguin scouting out the Iceberg Lounge after Falcone's been shot and Riddler's been taken care of, and the seawalls went down from the bombs. Goes in Carmine's office, breaks into his safe, and steals files of corrupt politicians and officials that he can kind of use. Penguin is very crafty of a character, but he gets the drop on him from Carmine's son, so he kind of has to play to, oh, you're the boss now, so now that your dad's dead, and what are you gonna do, boss? So he don't like really being called the Penguin. He's not proud of that name. It's a slander, to his character. But anyway, he goes, well, and I can't talk like him, yeah, boss, I knew a guy named Rex Calabrese. Threw a freaking parade in his honor. Imagine having a freaking parade. And Carmine's son's like, well, I don't want to be some small potatoes gangster, and fun. I'm laughing at him, shoots him, and that's our little introduction to the Penguin. Or that's probably the most I'm going to give out about scenes. Make this as simple as possible. Guys need to check this out. It's available all to watch right now on HBO Max. Now Oz has to deal with the fact that he just killed Carmine, the boss's son, who was the boss for all of 5 seconds, and he's, by the way, wearing the enemy's ring.
See what I got on?
Dad's ring. Nice.
Wasn't always his. Used to be Salvatore's.
Salvatore Maroni?
He wore Sal's ring as a trophy. This is power, right? Want to try it on?
Which is going to come in later. And so as he's trying to load the boss's body, he runs into Victor. Vic and his friends are actually trying to take apart Oz's wheels off his car. So Oz has to start shooting Vic and his friends to try and scare him off.
Baseball prick! Try to steal my shit! Hey! Shut the fuck up! You wanna shout again? You wanna fucking shout again? You messed with the wrong fucking guy on the wrong fucking night.
Reluctantly kind of recruits Victor at this point as a little toady. Like, look, you're gonna help me load a body. And, you know, I guess the original deal is he's gonna kill Victor. But don't take your mind off that. Spoilers. Carmine's family needs Oz. They're like, by the way, you were the last person to see him alive. What's the deal? What's going on? Where's Carmine's son at? It's like, I don't freaking know. And then we see Sophia pop up in the frame. He's like, oh, we forget about her. Her story is real bizarre. Here's my synopsis. She's trying to help the women that her dad has killed, and she's unaware about. Like, she's so much of a daddy's girl at this point when her father's alive. By the way, this character is so bad. I heard that the original actor wouldn't even come back and play this guy. Yeah, he's that bad. The actor they put, he was almost like a mannequin, or almost like he looked like the guy, I guess, physically. People in Hollywood are talented. I don't know, they put a wig and a facial hair and glasses, and it looked like the same guy. So unawareingly, Sophia's trying to overturn, like, she even asked her brother, like, does daddy do anything that's, you know, he's like, sis, don't worry about that stuff. We all do rough stuff in this family. Yeah, so she's like, okay, whatever. And then, like, she's doing this foundation thing, and a reporter, she goes, there's so much more you could be doing, Sophia. Like, I think your dad is actually this bad character. You know, he is a mobster. Not hard to believe that he would probably be killing women too. Yeah, that's pretty bizarre. Raped and strangled and killed her mom. And that was whole Selena Kyle's whole thing. Nobody really likes this character. And she finds out that it is her dad. She even has like memories of her. That's how her mom dies. Oh my gosh, I'm connecting the dots. As they say, and Sophia's mom are both die the same way, strangulation by their dad, Falcone. By the way, he wears Salvatore Maroni. That's the two families that's always fighting in Batman, is the Falcones and the Maronis. So he's wearing Maroni's ring as a screw you, by the way. But yeah, so Sophia's like, it's like all coming to her. Like, oh my gosh, my dad is this horrible monster. And while she's connecting the dots, Oz is like, oh, my time to shine. He like winds up telling, we don't see it though, but he's like, yeah, you know, I think, you know, your daughter's trying to bring you down. And so she comes home, they take her to Arkham. We also get a little bit of a backstory with Sophia in Arkham. It's a dark story, you know, she has to, the guards put them against each other, and she just loses it and just becomes her character. They call her the Hangman, which I looked up in the comics, and she's kind of a butchy looking character. I wouldn't have really cast Christina Milioti for that. I don't know, but she's great in this role. It's very believable, so good that I almost didn't even recognize her from Fargo. I'm like, oh my gosh, my favorite show. They're like, they put all this strangulation charges on her. The reporter that she was talking to and cooperating with about her dad goes missing and strangled, and they all pin this on Sophia. But this is really through Oz. I'm kind of going a little out of order here. Back at where we were at in the present day, Oz is like, oh crap, Sophia, they let you out of Arkham early. And she's like, yeah, good behavior. She reminds me a lot of Edie Falcone, like a lot of their screen time together. The first episode's a little boring to get through. But yeah, it was like we're watching another season of The Sopranos.
And I thought maybe I could have a Sunday and zone out in front of the friggin' TV. Because, hey, you're right, my job is extremely stressful.
Sophia strips down Oz, which is really odd. It was Colin Farrell's wearing a whole suit. Which, yeah, it was like, I don't know. It looked like, I'm glad they blurred it out and it was out of focus. I didn't want to see a man anyway, but I'm just like, what the heck am I looking at? And so pretty much she's like stringing him and hurting him, and she's like, I got the power here, Oz, and where's my brother? And he is so good at spinning stories. But the kid he recruits, the kid saves him in the end. Like, he knows that he's in trouble because he hasn't seen or heard from Oz. So he drives a car from the junkyard that they stuff Falcone's son's body in. Takes the enemy's, he takes his finger off. Yeah, where the ring would have been. So this looks like the Maroni's done it. Yeah. It pretty much ends with Sophia like, oh, these are dead body of her brother. But the series was so powerful and interesting. they're selling something called drops, but something happened, so they go with mushrooms that Sophia finds. And I heard or read from a fan from somewhere that Scarecrow is kind of in this, but there's mushrooms going around, and so like Sophia and Oz are working together on the mushrooms. She's like, okay, obviously he had nothing to do with my brother, we're good. But it gets so much more complicated than that. Oz goes to Maroney's, goes to Blackgate. That's always also the prison in Arkham. We have the Sane Asylum Arkham. We have the prison Blackgate. He goes Blackgate, sees Salvatore Maroni, and he is like, "Look, Sal, this could be a good deal for us." And it's so interesting. I was like, who the heck is that guy? I was like, we've heard or seen him before. Turns out it's Mr. Krabs. I was like, oh, for Pete's sake, did anyone else notice Mr. Krabs? We got a who's who in this, okay?
Fuck that. Let him take his medicine.
I loved it. Maroni's not buying any of it. He is like, Oz, you're a bad person. Why should I trust you? Look where I'm at. You helped put me in here. And like, Oz is like, yeah, I know it looked bad, but I can spend this in a lot of good ways. But, you know, Oz the Penguin, I guess say one thing about his character, or three, he is smart, careful, and charismatic. Like, he knows his audience, I guess you'd say, and how to get them to listen to him, and you know, he's a very great manipulator. If you think about the Penguin and HBO is so real, everybody has a little bit of a struggle. It's like, oh man, this show is so grounded. Excellent writing, excellent directing, cast was great and amazing, and that really goes a long way with a show like Christina and Colin, I really believe, sold their roles, and the rest of the cast, they were perfect for this. Zero Batman, he's not even talked about it. And I will say at the last episode, I won't give out a whole lot, but you'll see like that bat light in the sky, so you know. But we're at the rich part of Gotham, so that at the end of the episode, this is the shortest version to say about this story. It's just rags to riches.
The bridge that was built by your ancestors, Donny boy. But it ain't named Sullivan, huh? No, it's named for the rich crooks who took credit for your family's hard work. They run shit, we eat shit.
Only, like, you know, you kind of root for the, I mean, he's kind of an anti-hero. I mean, he's a villain, absolutely, a monster, mobster all the way. He's got a bit of a past. I mean, even as a kid, they show in an episode that he kills his brothers, and they were gonna go see Beetlejuice, which is so bizarre because I'm like head to toe Beetlejuice. He tells his mom, he's like, I think they went to go see Beetlejuice. Yeah, he's supposed to be like a 12-year-old boy, and so you know, Oz can't do much, but he feels kind of picked on about his handicap, like, you know, like he can't go so many places. Like they're going down in the sewer and tunnels, and they go to an outflow, I want to say, that like, you know, can overflood, and he locks them in. And, you know, it was a little psychotic. There's two different actresses for his mom. The younger actress was pretty good, but the older one is the best. She excellent job on all this. Like I said, it's a nice little, you know, little backstory outside of Batman. It's nice to go out of Batman. I am a dork for Batman. No one cared who I was, so I put on the mask. I think every guy at my age or a little bit older, we just heard that Bane voice from Tom Hardy, and it just took a life on its own. Like, it's even in a South Park episode. It's now, Mr. UPS man, a man's wife is his life. Talking about Batman villains, by the way, I love seeing his villains in their own thing. I almost want to give this show like more stars than Batman. I probably gave Batman 5 stars. Let's just give this show 5 stars. Merry Christmas. This is my Christmas present. Remember it or not, but Michael Keaton's 1992 Batman movie came out when I was born. It's something, I think, to do with Christmas, or it's like snowing in the movie. I don't know. It's been like a long time since I watched it, and I didn't care.
Great speech, Oswald.
My name is not Oswald. It's Penguin. I am not a human being. I am an animal.
I mean, I love Tim Burton. Again, I'm head to right now as I'm doing this review. I'm actually head to toe Beetlejuice. I can't say anything bad about Tim Burton. I just think some of his movies are a little different. Huge Big Fish fan. I love that movie. It was perfect. Not a lot of movies are. That one is. So going back to the Penguin. Penguin's playing both sides. He's working with Sophia a little bit. And Sophia, like, gives us a little bit of, like, the audience, a little bit of history. She's like, hey, Vic, I bet you didn't know this about friend Oz here, but he used to be my driver. I think it's probably a bit of an adjustment for Sophia's character, getting back and seeing how Oz has moved on in the world, and she's just now, like, getting her footing back, so to speak. So, you know, there's gonna be some resentment there. She's, you know, sees his car, and it stands out. It's a big, like, purple looking plum car, and he's like, yeah, and she's like, really? But, you know, she kind of teases him, kind of gives him crap about his success, because, I mean, he wouldn't have had that had he not, you know, turned her into her dad. And he's like, shh, I didn't know what he was gonna do. I always feel like that's a lie, though. It does look like he's driving something the Joker would be driving. He rises to power as he defeats family and enemy. Oz's motives really only seem to be self-driven, to where he doesn't care who he hurts or kills in the process, family or enemy. He's gonna climb his way on top. He's working with Sophia. They're trying to sell mushrooms. Like I said earlier, Scarecrow may be in this. Or is Sophia's boyfriend the Scarecrow? Or something. This guy has the hats for her all the way. He quit Arkham for her when she got out, and he put himself back in there as a doctor to, like, kind of watch over her in a way. And you know, it's good that she has that, I guess. You know, you kind of want for her and just feel for her in some parts of the small parts, but she gets a letter from Selena Kyle at the end. I'm like, yes, your sister. Cannot wait to see how that goes. So then the Maroney guy escapes out of prison, Mr. Krabs, and he's like, oh, I'm gonna work with Sophia. And so she's pretty much, like, living her dream. She gasses out Falcone family, and she's like, I'm going by the name Gigante. And it's so funny. She takes Oz's mom. She finds out that she's alive. She does this, though, because she finds out, though, that Oz did kill her brother. And she's taken Oz's mom for a bargaining chip. And it becomes real funny. At one point, like, Oz's mom becomes lucid, and she's like, oh, I heard you're going by the Gigante name now. Oh, yeah, you're going to paint. She said, are you going to color your hair pink and get an ass tattoo for your daddy? Yeah, that'd really show him you're a bad girl, right? Kind of mocking at her, and then spits on her. I was like, damn, I love that part. It was great. Oh, but if that's not enough going on in the last part of the series, oh, there's a bomb that goes off that Sophia put in this car that was so obvious in the scene. Like, Victor's like, we gotta go find Oz. And Vince is like one team of people that were out for Oz to, like, work for him, kind of, and help him out to get Sophia. Like, Sophia's pissing people off. You know how America is about opinionated, strong women. So Gotham's like, damn, she's really screwing up here, and she's got a lot of power on her, and I don't think that a lot of people appreciate that. Oz pisses off Salvatore Maroni really bad because he takes off with his son. The wife is like, where's our boy? What happened? And Oz is like, yeah, I'll bring him, to you. We dumps him in gasoline and throws him to her and sets him on fire. So they dies. Mr. Krabs is like, I have got to kill this guy. But during all this, he has a stroke or a heart attack. And Oz is like, what? He's like, you go out that week? Come on, Sal.
Show me what a big man you are, what a fucking big man you are. Huh? Well, I got you. I fucking got you. You filthy, stupid prick. Fuck you. Say it again.
So he takes his ring, and then the sewer explodes. And then Victor finds him. They get his mom out of that situation with Sophia. And again, like, Sophia's kind of lost a lot of points in Gotham at this point. So the last of this kind of feels a little heavy. Double cross. There's like a double cross. She double crosses him, then he double crosses her. And it's like just back and forth. So there's a few people that's not on her side that's working with Oz. We'll get Sophia by the end. When he's, the Penguin, he's in the penthouse. Like, let's go on one last drive.
Promised him something.
Yeah, Yeah, well, you and the Dilo never would. Shot. A chance to be somebody. Link was tired of being overlooked. He ain't the only one neither. Years of being brushed aside, laughed at, believed shit and fucking like it, breaks you. Makes you want to break somebody else. Figured you would have understood that, you know, considering. But you and your kind, you're so busy filling your own fucking plate. You don't see that everyone around you is starving.
So it's like, oh, he's gonna kill her. He puts this in her mind. Well, she closes her eyes, Christina Milioti, and all of a sudden it's like we see a big bright light take her back to Arkham, and it's like, oh my gosh, she got played. She gets played pretty good. And then let's go all the way to the end of the episode. Work some politicians in his favor. He's like, by the way, man, if you go down to where that big sewer explosion was, you're gonna find a lot of drugs in Salvatore Maroni. And so Oz blames all this on Sophia, gets her back in Arkham, and he racks up so many brownie points, gets in the penthouse at the end. I kind of forgot, I remember in Gotham, that he's kind of a big cheese type character. So by the end of this, he's living up in the penthouse, but his mom has had, during all this chaos, she becomes a vegetable, like a stroke or something. And this is where Oz, in my mind, is losing it. And she tells him, she's like, Oz, if I can't, like, take care of myself, just take me out. He's like, Ma, I couldn't do that. He's like, well, he's probably gonna respect her wishes now that she's a vegetable, you know, because she's just an organ donor at this point, possibly, depending on her age. Of course, he puts her in a penthouse, and he's just, like, talking to her. Oz has a girlfriend. I forgot to throw that in here.
Tell me you love me.
I love you, Oswald.
Tell me you're proud of me.
I am so proud of you.
I did it, Ma. Didn't I? Tell me I did it.
You did it.
And she kind of looks like his mom. By the time you're at the end of the series, you're almost left thinking, you know, like, sure, he's got all his goals, Oz, but like, at what cost, though? Like, look at all the things he lost around him. Kills Victor. So, yeah, I mean, the Penguin, you know, he sets us, he's so anti-heroic, I guess you'd say. You know, we care for him, but we're like, the things he does to climb on top. But here we have it. He's the new king of Gotham, you know. More twists and turns than a Fargo or Sopranos or Breaking Bad even. And that's how it ends. But yeah, you betcha, guys. Merry Christmas. Glad that they made this. It was such a treat to watch and review. I hope you guys liked this review. Please subscribe to my channel, Greenlight Cinema, for shorts and other type of reviews. Brando out. Oh yeah, you betcha.